Our first question is from Alicia Jamnik, and she says, I'm training to train a puppy class now, and the biggest question I get is, what can I do about my puppy and his or her biting? I have tried redirecting and being a tree, but the puppy is still biting at me.
I think be a tree, the concept behind it is really good. What happens is, in real life, it doesn't really follow through very well, because the dog will then bite your feet, redirect to your pant leg, run into another room and pee really quickly. So you want to be able to make the dog understand the concept of be a tree, but not let them have those other behaviors. And so in the rooms where the biting happens most often, I would have a leash attached to something in that room. You're going to take the puppy when they start biting, attach them to that leash, stand just out of reach, and then you can be a tree without the dogs biting you in other places and running away and having a pee accident somewhere.
So when you do that, how long do you be a tree while that puppy is attached to that?
I usually do it until the temper tantrum's over.
Okay.
You're not leaving the room.
So when you see a change, a shift in there.
Yes, and
mentality.
what I also would do is go over and then unhook them. Don't go back to them and say yes, because
While
then
they're on
you've
lead.
restarted the behavior.
So the release is unhooking
Quiet,
them.
yes.
Okay.
Also, I would suggest that when you're working with puppies that play bite, that you look for a cycle of behavior. Most puppies at about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, they get more rambunctious than at other times. They also have shorter periods of that during the day. And so I think one of the mistakes that new puppy owners sometimes make is that we wait for the behavior to start and then correct it, instead of working on the prevention end of things. So if you can make a dog mentally tired, so take him on a short walk around the block, let him explore, let him sniff, get some of that mental anxiety out, then when they come home they're more relaxed, and it actually just sets them up to be more relaxed with you also.
And I heard you compare that earlier when we were just chatting to us being exhausted from mentally exhausting things.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be physical exertion.
Yeah, if you're at work all day and you're sitting behind a computer, it takes a lot out of you. By the time you get home, you're tired, but physically you haven't done anything. If you're on a plane ride for a long time, you get there, you sat on your bum for hours, and you're tired when you get there. So it's mentally stimulating, and that makes you physically tired.
The second part of Alicia's question was also, how do I leave the room, even for a few seconds, when I don't trust that he won't destroy something or pee?
Yeah, I think there's nothing worse than if you've got a puppy that's passed out asleep and you think, I'm just going to get a drink. And then you go into the other room and you come back, it's peed, it's pooed, and it's chewing the remote when you come back.
Yeah.
And so I think what we want to do is, again, work on the prevention aspect. I don't think that it's important really to leave a puppy alone for a long period of time unattended. You wouldn't do it with a young child either. Not only because it puts your things at risk, but it also puts the puppy at risk. They'll chew anything really. So for me, I think sometimes the problem with that is people move ahead too soon with trying to get that behavior. And in most puppies' lives, we're more potty trained than they are. So we start having more accidents in the house when we trust that they're potty trained, and they really aren't yet. It's us that's been watching them well. So I would say in that situation not to rush it, and give them short periods of time, maybe when you can still observe them. If you start noticing any negative behaviors, come back again. Or short periods of walking in and out, so that they still feel like they're more